Well, a very warm welcome to you on this most pleasantly clear evening. Conditions absolutely beautiful. Perfect for the beautiful game. Temperatures are kind as well. No doubt playing a hand in high attendance levels as well as an elevated level of anticipation here. Surely this is the hot ticket going around in this neck of the woods. It surely must be. This place simply a monument to the game. So much prestige, so much pride, so much passion whenever football is played here. A mouth-watering game this between two very high-quality sides. A treat for everybody here.
Yes, Peter, it's a shame it's only a friendly, but then again, that may help us see a more expressive attacking contest. And I'd be prepared to settle for a clash of lesser intensity in favour of lots of flair, skill and plenty of tricks and a few goals. I suspect I've probably overstretched my level of greed here.
We have already started here. Cuts it out. Tries to get it forward quickly. He's had a look. Oh, defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. He's picked him out. Chance to chance! A real chance and a real let-off.
OK, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
He's not played the ball, that's a foul. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making...
He's had a shot! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Hoists it forward. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. He could have been in, just needed a better final ball.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
He gets past his man. This is gone, that's a foul. Well, that looks like a final warning, still no card. Probably be looking to play it square from here. Great leap! That's a half-decent try.
Good effort, very good effort. He would have at least wanted to make the keeper work, though.
If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. And it's played forward. So who's he picking out? Forward it goes. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example.
Well, you could see he was eager to get a shot away, but there was too much flesh and bone in his path.
Can he find a finish now? And he's there to cut it out. Now a chance to break. Gets his foot in there. Oh, no question, that's a foul. Danger averted for now. Until half-time, and it is still goalless. Keeps everyone guessing. Plenty waiting in the middle. A really good feat. He wasn't very far from making something happen by himself. Lovely to see. Good challenge, he just stood firm.
Oh, super tackle. They were outnumbered and under the cosh. That had to be spot on, and it was.
There is the half-time whistle. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have toiled at times, but it's not been a bad game by any means. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Brachois have been playing relatively well from what I've witnessed. Good movement, and the ball retention has been quite strong, and it's led to a few chances. It's just that cutting edge that's lacking at the moment, and it's fixable.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. So we're just settling back into this second half. Hits one! That's a great exchange.
They used the 1-2 to great effect in working their way through the middle then. A little more luck though, and they may have been celebrating.
And it's played forward. He's in! And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Looks to thread it through. Well, there's no sign here of forwards working back. They are staying upfield.
They are, Peter, and it gives them a chance to break, but it's also causing an extra defensive presence to prevent that.
There's a long ball. He's got options out wide. Up he gets! It's bounced out! And in it goes! That's no fluke, it's what he was there for.
Well, for me, that's just pure predatory brilliance. It's not so much the finish, but the way he read the situation when nobody else was even alert to it. It's fantastic.
Brachois break the deadlock. He's had a go! They've done it! It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Oh, this fella's as slippery as an eel the way he freed himself to score. I mean, for that defence, it was a case of, now you've got him, now you don't. Brilliant.
Brachois grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Corner it is. And that's been lever clear. He could be... Tries a shot! Really well taken goal. And they get themselves in front! Lovely goal. Perfect poise to set himself for the strike. Prachuap go into the lead.
Prachuap are definitely going about this the right way.
Jim, there's not too much subtlety or sophistication about this. It really is a question of needs must.
Just has to be done.
That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches. Brings it forward. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Prachuap have a free kick. Hoists it forward.
Prachuap are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Battles to win it back.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Just brushed off the ball there.
Prachuap are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
It is just a question of running down the clock now. Done very well to intervene.
Look, with time running out, they have to get the ball in the penalty box, and if it means a long punt, then so be it. They've got to give themselves a chance.
Gets away from his opponents. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. Keeper sends it forward. And that's that. Prachuap come out on top. Hard fought, impossible to predict. In the end, though, only the result mattered. Will be somewhat what we've witnessed, Jim.
Prachuap really approached this game with clear intent, Peter, and a training ground plot was turned into a...
So off we go then. Did really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. Just brushed off the ball there. Well played, he saw that coming. Tries to get it forward quickly. It's gone for a throw-in. dashing forward at pace. Could be a chance here. Has a pop! It's there! There is the breakthrough!
Prachuap are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Prachuap making the ideal start. It is something to build on. Has a hit! Their attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, to put it this way, he's probably made better decisions.
And the shot! Oh, that's a terrific save from the keeper.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Gets it upfield. He's got options out wide. He's had a goal! He scores! Hot knife through butter. They have done it again. That was easy. Almost too easy.
Well, it's pretty damning on the part of that defence, Peter, that he was allowed so much time and space. But I think you have to give credit where it's due. And it was a brilliant setup and finish.
Prachuap grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition looked completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
That was good pressing. Forced the error to put an end to it before things could get even more threatening. Forward it goes. Hoists it forward. Shoots! In it goes!
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
Prachuap get themselves back into contention.
Listen, goals change games, and that has changed the whole complexion of this one. They have the momentum now.
It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. He's pinged one through here. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Well weighted, well read, he sorted that out. And who's got the final touch there? Goal kick's been given. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. He's picked him out. And a shot! Oh, shame, that was nicely worked.
It's easy to say it, but difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Shapes to shoot! Missed by a fraction. Intervention was very necessary. Shot at goal! Just misses past the post.
Oh, and it's such a good effort, and maybe the target really should have been hit.
well positioned to make that interception. And it's played forward, gets it back. The ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Forward it goes. Brings the first half to a close. Oh, a really good half of football, 3 goals, and just one separating them.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can add more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
Well, it's still anyone's game, as both sides have shown they have goals in them. As for the next one, should it arrive, that may have a bigger bearing as to who emerges victorious.
Prachuap head into the half-time break with a narrow lead, 2 goals to 1. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. No changes at half-time that we're aware of.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class weight.
Quick glance at goal. It's a brilliant interception.
We can assume that they've been instructed by the boss to stay in attack.
They're just looking to break, aren't they?
Yeah, the key now is just to get the ball to them as soon as possible.
Has a goal! Really well taken goal. A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Oh, what a cracking goal, but a cracking touch as well. That's what made it for me. That's brilliant play all round.
Prachuap take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
The crowd are calling for this to be put to bed. There's little sympathy about.
Cuts it out. Back into the middle. He's got away. It's out for a goal kick. Tries to get it forward quickly. Hoists it forward. That's surely a foul. Free kick. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. He's found his man. Well, it did look promising to start with, but in the end they were thwarted before they could even make it into the final third. Oh, shooting chance! And in it goes!
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, they've given themselves a chance here, but now it's a case of getting the balance right between attack and defence, and that's not easy.
Try as they might, they just couldn't get into an attacking area. He's played him through.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
That's been drilled forward. Play for a throw. He's left his man. Just the goalkeeper to beat. Can goes for goal! It's in! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike.
And as soon as they made that error in midfield, they didn't have time to react before the ball hit the net. Very much a lesson learned.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Prachu up, go 2 up and into a position of real strength. He's gone for it! Has a hit! Oh, didn't catch it right. Well, they can break here. He's through the middle. Has a hit! It's in! Deep into injury time! The breakaway clinical and clean, and the finish. Added time is up. And there goes the whistle. Prachuap have held on. A knife-edge game, a single goal margin, but they have won it. Will you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I think it's all about setting the right tone at the start of the match, and if you can back that up with an early goal, it just energises everybody, the whole performance, and I think they were certainly more fluid as a result of the early goal.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you. And we're underway. It'll be a throw-in. Good ball, it's found its target. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Goes for goal! Great reactions in front of goal. He just saw what was on.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great poaching positions. How quick-minded was that?
Big chance! A real chance and a real let-off.
Oh, no, that was a chance. What a chance.
Gets it back. Oh, good interception. It's come loose. Looking to get within range. And the shot! Really well taken goal. And with the match still in its infancy, they are easing away. His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Yeah, it looks simple, Peter, but it requires intelligent use of space and good understanding to pull it off.
Prachuap take a 2-goal lead, and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Hoists it high. Has a goal! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that. A difficult moment he simply had to deal with.
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, what can I say? Truly wonderful goalkeeping.
Walk forward. How does he try from here? He's made sure that that won't get through. Forward it goes. Here's the through ball. It's a fabulous position. And the finish! They are rampant! And they're at it again in double quick time. Pretty simple finish in the end. What do you think, Jim?
I just think it's clever positioning from clever movement, and when all of that is synchronised with the right pass, that's what happens.
3 without reply. This is becoming a stroll. Gets away from his opponents. That's good intervention. Things could have got far worse than that. And it's played forward. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Chance to break. Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Good take, goes for goal! Hoists it forward. It was a move that looked promising, but eventually thwarted without doing any harm. He's gone for it! Goal!
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground, because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
So, just a consolation, or is there a way back from here? Well positioned to make that interception. Paid to a promising move. That intervention was very necessary. It has got through to him. He is off the hook. Much personal relief.
Well, it was just some wayward passing that let the opposition in then, and I have to say, a very lucky escape. You lose it there, you expect to be punished.
Oh, good ball. And the finish! Back of the net! And they are cruising away. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any...
Has a hit! And yes, it's there! And they are right back within touch! Oh, high quality goal, lovely first touch, sumptuous second. Prach. There's the end of the first half.
Prachuap are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
A half of massive entertainment and excitement. A 2-goal margin, yes, but all things still possible. And we're already back underway here. Oh, well defended. That had to be done. He's pinged one through here. Has a pop! Can he? And the second time! Oh, taken with style! He was so alert to the possibilities there. Great stuff.
Well, for me, that's just pure predatory brilliance. It's not so much the finish, but the way he read the situation.
Has a hit! Oh, the keeper's done just about enough.
Well, that's why we all say indecision is fatal.
Look, there are some very good headers of the ball in this team now, and they'll be demanding the right delivery to give them a chance to go at this.
Tries a shot! Well read, he sorted that out. Done very well to intervene.
We can assume that they've been instructed by the boss to stay in attack.
They're just looking to break, aren't they?
Yeah, the key now is just to get the ball to them as soon as possible.
That's good progress he's made on the ball. Where to next? Shoots! Oh, real danger here. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. And out to safety. He's making good use of his strength there, just refuses to be out-muscled. Not offside that time. Tries to get it forward quickly. Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that. He's had a go! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, the control on receipt was far better than the control on dispatch.
Oh, that's a waste. Crosses it in. Cut out in the nick of time. Chance! Hoists it forward. Oh, they can break here. That's a decent ball. Goalkeeper's ball. Gets the better of his man. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Can't get the better of his opposite number. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Ball's loose, who's getting there? loose ball, who's going to get that? He's got options out wide, and the counter is on. He gets past his man, battles to win it back. Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. Breaks on here. Has a hit! Plays it back. And they've been caught out here. Oh, the ball's come loose. He's on his way. He's gone for it! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss. Forward it goes. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick. It's a loose ball. Fourth official showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. And the shot! Oh, almost a sixth. So that's it. It is all over. Prachuap were irresistible here. Dominant, utterly ruthless. Only ever one result. A comfortable win. You look back on the game then, Jim.
Prachuap won thanks to a disciplined game plan. Homework provided the groundwork and it exploited an obvious central weakness.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. So it's away we go then. And it's played forward. And now they can launch a counter. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Hoists it forward. Is there any support? He might not need it. And he's got his range wrong there. Forward it goes. Could be thinking about a shot here. He's there to receive it. Decent looking ball. Has he picked him out? Can he? He's had a shot! Goal! Perfect placement. The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
Prachuap didn't expect this, that's for sure. What can they do now? Can't get the better of his opposite number. He's made sure that that won't get through. Tries to get it forward quickly. That had to be more accurate. are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good. He gets past his man. Over to the left. Prachuap scored early, of course, and hits one! Oh, taken with style! All too easy! They are in danger of disappearing out of sight!
Prachuap are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, that second goal has given them so much more command and confidence now, and they should be able to take it on from here and either add to their lead or close it out. Surely they'll manage one or the other.
What a ball! Oh, shooting chance! Goal! Just one goal in it now! Game on! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, you know, sometimes it pays off not to think too much about things, just put your foot through it, and that was a good example. Great contact, and the keeper had very little chance.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Listen, goals change games, and that has changed the whole complexion of this one. They have the momentum now.
It's going for goal! Whipped in. And the keeper's in command. Goes for goal! And they've been caught out. Another chance! He has done it! They are right back in business. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, I think two keepers would have had a hard time keeping that one out, never mind one. There was real venom in the strike and clear composure from the placement.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
He's got a real chance! This could spell big chance! In it goes! And they've got their lead back.
And as soon as they made that error in midfield, they didn't have time to react before the ball hit the net. Very much a lesson learned.
He snaffles his third, and that earns him the match ball.
Well, he's been the outstanding player on the pitch and devastating in front of goal. What a display, what a player.
Has a hit! Tries to get it forward quickly. Brings the first half to a close.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can add more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
Prachuap to lead, but it's quite a game. Half-time, 3-2. So we're just settling back into this second half. He's off on a marauding run, and the finish! They've scored! A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
4 in the game. He is the man. Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Listen, it's up to them now how they think about it from here, because for me it's crying out for them to force the issue.
Hoists it forward. Ball through needs to be good here. He's gone for it! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and fast.
A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away.
Prachuap have made their intentions clear by leaving men up front.
Looking to play on the break.
Yeah, it's obvious that they're prepared to take a risk or two.
Over it comes. And it's played forward. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Gets the better of his man. Oh, the defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Gets it, and now what? Forward it goes. He's looked long this time. He's played him through. Going through. He's had a go! And it's there! And they are cruising away. Oh, high quality goal. Lovely first touch. Sumptuous second. Prachuap grab a 3-goal lead. It's just too easy. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. He's got options out wide. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Hoists it forward.
That's just very well played. He can hurt you with his back to goal, and he didn't go for the back heel.
He's left his man.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Time for a change in personnel. A warm ovation on his way off, and that is the least he deserves.
I think he's put in a good shift, and their fans appreciate that. I think he can feel pretty happy with the contribution he's made.
Well, he acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
And he's surging through. Oh, terrible pass. He's had that, has a pop! He scores! Players ecstatic, fans delirious. This is utopian.
Oh, what a cracking goal, but a cracking touch as well. That's what made it for me. That's brilliant play all round.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
Well, the instruction from the manager would have been, go on and make yourself a nuisance and see if you can snatch a goal. Mission accomplished.
Prachuap tear their opponents apart once again. They are utterly ruthless. Loses his balance and loses the ball. Pass needed. That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. And that's it. A great day for attacking football. The artists have painted their pretty pictures. Only 1-2 minutes. What do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, Swap showed us why it's so important to seize the initiative. Once in front, they grew in belief and rarely looked at risk.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all. And we're underway. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Is there any support? He might chance! Goal! Well, he was never going to miss from there. So much to aim at.
Yeah, and all engineered, Peter, by some smart running and movement. That's already something to admire, but how about the pass? Just wonderful. Loved it.
Well, that has certainly made things interesting. He's played him through. It is a corner. Defending of the desperate variety. Shapes to shoot! Back of the net! And with the match still in its infancy, they are easing away.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Prachuap have a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
It has got through to him. Goes for goal! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and fast.
Prachuap are already cruising here. 2-0. Hits one! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
It's easy to say it, but difficult to stop it when runs in behind are being made like that.
Some good work on the right flank. Now, what's next? He's got options out wide. Gets away from his opponents. Tries to get it forward quickly. Chance to break. Oh, good ball. Good ball. Tries a shot! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
I thought he did so well to exploit the space that was afforded to him, and deserved more.
Tries to stroke it through. He could... Oh, shooting chance! They've scored! He was urged to shoot, and he duly delivered.
Look, the goal was well manufactured, but the striker probably can't believe he's been given that much space in the penalty area, and he wasn't going to miss.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, it was important they didn't get ahead of themselves and lose their discipline. This game plan could now well reward them with an equaliser.
Chance! Goes for goal!
Oh, I like the little feint he came up with to produce the effort. Very, very tidy.
He's gone for it! It's off target and by quite a way. Krapchuap will try it again now. And that'll go straight through to the keeper. That's a throw. Nicely measured pass. He could be in here. He's gone for it! It's there! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser!
Prachuap are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
This has become one superb game of football.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Battles to win it back. And the counter is on. Just 5 minutes left until the break. And help's available out wide. Can't get the better of his opposite number. And he's shown him a clean pair of heels. Well, the defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Looking to get... and the finish! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's what all good teams do these days. Pressing from the front is highly effective.
Referee's had a look. He's blown his whistle for half-time. Krapchuap playing their part in a real slugfest here. A glut of goals and nothing to suggest much is going to change.
It's kind of a hard one to call, Peter, isn't it? I mean, from what we've seen so far, both sides have provided ample evidence that they can add more goals, and I'm sure their respective managers have reminded them that the next one will be pretty crucial. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams come out for the next period.
What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. Krapchuap have a free kick. With a delicate ball. Well, they can break here. Gets it back. Hoists it forward.
Prachuap have made their intentions clear by leaving men up front.
Looking to play on the break.
Yeah, it's obvious that they're prepared to take a risk or two.
And it's played forward. This could fall anywhere. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example.
That's just very well played. He can't hurt you with his back to goal, and he didn't go for the back heel.
Going through. That intervention was very necessary.
Well, I don't think it was the wisest option, Peter, once he got into that position. It's not as if he didn't have people nearby.
He's had a shot! In it goes! And again they hit the front! The vision wonderful, the technique perfect.
Oh, look, the keeper didn't know whether he was coming or going in the end, and he just got lost.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Forward it goes. Tries to get it forward quickly. Good challenge, he just stood firm.
Well, it's good stuff. This is better.
Well, hit and hope is just about the sum of it, isn't it, Jim?
Just has to be done.
Hoists it high. And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now. Prachuap are looking to make this one safe. They want to reduce the risk.
Well, the ball's come loose and the chase is on.
Peter, they have to fight the onset of desperation and keep enough cool heads to still deliver.
Oh, real danger here. I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Prachuap are actually displaying tremendous fighting spirit. There's a real belief that they can still have a say.
And it's played forward. He's got the ball. Has a goal! So close to drawing level.
Oh, that could prove a pivotal moment in this match. They needed that goal badly, you know.
Hoists it forward. Just brushed off the ball there. Prachuap just have to run down the clock. Well read, he sorted that out.
Well, it remains to be seen whether they can come up with that little bit of class to rescue this situation, and it needs to be any time now, really.
Ball through needs to be good here. Gets the better of his man. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Prachuap come out on top. Hard fought, impossible to predict. In the end, though, only the result mattered. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Prachuap have some very strong runners from midfield, and it's not often you'll see a team be so effective by advancing through the middle like that, but this was very impressive the way they cut through the heart of that defence.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. And that gets things running. Forward, what does he try from here? Here it is now, oh, shooting chance! They've scored! Speed of thought, efficiency of movement and certainty of outcome.
Well, it's pretty damning on the part of that defence, Peter, that he was allowed so much time and space, but I think you have to give credit where it's due, and it was a brilliant setup and finish.
Well, that has certainly made things interesting. Good challenge, excellent challenge. Prachuap have hit the front early, a foothold in the game.
What a good start to the game. I think their play has been fast and inventive, and this is a fine example of early intent. They've begun as they mean to go on, and another goal is on the cards.
And help's available out wide. Massive lead! There has been just the early goal here, and the score is 1-0. Forward it goes. He's gone for it! Prachuap get it back again. Oh, needless to say, he was expecting a better ball. He's gone for it! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
And he's there to clear it. And it's played forward. Played out to the right. Goes for goal! He's got away with one there.
Well, I think the opposition was pretty sloppy in creating a problem for themselves then, but he was onto it so quickly and very nearly made them pay.
Promising move that, good inroads into enemy territory, but no joy. Driving on, a real charge here. Going for goal! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt. Well, it did look promising to start with, but in the end they were thwarted before they could even make it into the final third. Tries to get it forward quickly. Offside that time. Cuts it out. Defending was strong and firm. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Well, the referee has made it pretty clear now that this is his last chance.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Prachuap looking to widen the gap even further here.
Prachuap clearly seem to have lost their passing accuracy, something they're obviously going to have to fix pretty quickly now.
He's got away. He's had that. Hits one. It's in. 2 up now, and they are cruising.
Oh, what a cracking goal, but a cracking touch as well. That's what made it for me. That's brilliant play all round.
Prachuap grab a couple of goals without reply. It's 2-0.
Well, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and totally kill this off?
Well positioned to make that interception. The referee brings the first half to a close. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
Prachuap ahead 2-0, and they are looking good. And we are already promptly back underway. Has a pop! He scores! And the second half is off to a flyer! He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Yeah, that's brilliant from him. Such a calm finish. Just pick your spot, don't think about what the keeper's going to do, concentrate on what you have to do.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, I think they probably needed an early goal in this half just to give them the confidence and belief to push on and look for an equaliser.
And they've been caught out. Goes for it! Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first line of stopping the opposition, and I think he's taken it to another level with his desire to...
Has a hit! Really well taken goal. They have come roaring back.
Prachuap are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
We have ourselves a real game here.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Oh, well defended. That had to be done.
We can assume that they've been instructed by the boss to stay in attack.
They're just looking to break, aren't they?
Yeah, the key now is just to get the ball to them as soon as possible.
And that's sprayed out wide. Looking for goal! Oh, shame, that was nicely worked.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
It's come through. Good run, ultimately thwarted by an astute piece of defending. Crowd appreciates good football all round there. He's in, tries a shot! Good stop, that wasn't easy.
Oh, that's a sparkling save, absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
To get it away, has a goal! And the finish! Big big relief, it just needed better contact.
They're probably getting frustrated by the lack of chances, I suppose.
Lobs it in gently. And that'll go straight through to the keeper.
Peter, we can only applaud that.
That's clear cut. It's a free kick. Loose ball, who's going to get there?
Look, this can still go either way. It might be flowing one way, but there's still time for some ebb.
Ball's loose, who's getting there?
Prachuap merit full marks for their attitude and application in trying to win this. It means an awful lot, obviously.
Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Good running with the ball, can they build on it?
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Shapes to shoot! He's been taken down, and the referee has pointed at the spot. Prachuap, with the clock ticking away, have a chance to change the whole picture. The ball is on the spot, here we go. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
You could always see he was confident about that. He always looked like he was going to score.
Prachuap take what looks to be a decisive lead.
It looks to be the correct call, Peter, and in the circumstances it really had to be. Prachuap need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Big chance, must be! He's had a look, shot a goal! They've scored! His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
It's rarely a problem when that much time is afforded in the penalty box. Nobody sensed where the danger was lurking, and the finish was made a lot easier.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Prachuap could not have... And there goes the final whistle. Solid, if not especially fancy, always in control, they did enough to win it. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Yeah, they had a game plan which was about hammering away in central positions, and it paid off. For me, they were persistent and ruthless.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all.